How many of you were a little bit thrown off during the day yesterday? I know I sure was. I mean, it was a big difference in the sun going down. I know it's only an hour, but it certainly makes a huge difference in the evening hours. And of course, 4:30. I mean, we think of 4:30 as the afternoon. We're outside. Kids coming home from after-school activities, not expecting to come home to pitch black and headlights having to be turned on. But sure enough, certainly with a 4:35 sunset, that's what we had today, 10 hours and 10 minutes of daylight with a sunrise of 6:24 this morning. Now take a look as we jump ahead a few weeks here to the official start of meteorological winter. That's December 1st, 6:53 sunrise, 4:15 sunset. And then we go 3 weeks after that, we have the summer solstice. I wish it was summer solstice. The winter solstice, the official astronomical beginning of the winter season that we all know, 7:09 in the morning and 4:17 p.m. Notice that the latest or the earliest sunset that we have is not, in fact, at the winter solstice. It's earlier than that. It's usually around the middle of December, or even, I'd say, about the second to third week of December. That's because you have the sunrises that keep getting later and later and later, and that shortens your day at that point. We go from 9:22 to 9 hours and 8 minutes. But most of that, again, is on the front end and not on the back end. So when people say, oh, it's the winter solstice, it's the earliest sunset of the year, that is not true, in fact. 57 was our average today. We were certainly chillier than that by about 5 degrees. 52 at TF Green. Most spots in the low 50s. A few spots didn't make it out of the 40s, though. Big difference tomorrow. We're back to those weekend 60s that we had. So about 10 to maybe even 15 degrees warmer than today. And it starts with rain, but it will end with sun. So it's a decent day tomorrow after that early rain. Again, don't be, you just look at the rain chances for tomorrow and think it might be a washout of a day, but it's not going to be because it's the timing. And most of this is coming through after midnight tonight, between about 12 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then we'll go over to a nice day. Wednesday, in between, no rain chances. Thursday, the rain chances come back, but they diminish quickly on Friday and into the weekend, which is good news. However, this time of year, sunny is not always, by itself a great thing because you have to be worried about those colder temperatures that come in. So right now, not much going on. We have those showers, just a real slow-moving batch of showers right over the Cape here. But everyone else, mainland, we are dry. Block Island is dry right now. A couple of light little sprinkles right now moving across western Mass. The main event is up here over the Great Lakes and heading into western New York and getting into northern New England right now. A lot of snow on the northern edge of this system, but it's mostly a rainmaker. Some pockets of heavy rain here coming in just to the west and east of Lake Erie, rather, at this time. Or I should say, I guess that's Lake Ontario. But either way, that's coming, and it's mostly going to move north of us, but we are eventually getting the southern end of that front sweeping by. Here we are into midnight, and we might get a little bit of partial clearing before the line comes in. But again, I'm not going to see any sun because it has already gone down. Here we are into the overnight. A pretty steady rain developing, even a couple of heavier pockets in there. See some yellows and maybe even some oranges, but quickly clearing out here tomorrow morning, going over to sunshine. Look at those temperatures again, well into the 60s, but the chilly air comes on in, maybe a little secondary front later tomorrow, and that will usher in the colder air, waking up to the 30s on Wednesday morning and then 40s by the afternoon. So a chilly day, but a dry day, as we showed you before. Thursday, the showers come back in. Friday looks to be mostly an overcast day, a high 53. And then there is the weekend. And again, I'm pretty optimistic it's going to be nice and dry and sunnier than the past weekend, but also about 10 to 15 degrees colder than this past weekend. Highs barely around 50 degrees. Veterans Day is on Saturday, so some good weather for that.